Having a meeting with a group of guys several years ago about never being alone with another woman. And this one guy said, hey, bro, in my job, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking the same thing. Hey, bro, in my job, I have to be alone with women. I'm like, no, bro, you don't. This guy, 6 months later, confessed to having an affair with this woman the entire time he was telling us.
Let's cut the garbage. Any man claiming he has no choice but to engage with women is lying. There's always a choice. Every single man sets the boundaries and the amount of interaction he's willing to have, whether it's at the office, on a night out, or in relationships. It's not fate. It's a decision. So lose the excuses and own your actions. At work, men must be disciplined. You have to steer clear of drama and potential false accusations actively. They are total career killers. While the drama queens are busy stirring the pot, you should be focused on keeping your hands clean. Let them spiral. Let them wallow in their own toxic mess. The imaginative play is to keep your distance, avoid the fray, and let their antics pass you by. Often the most powerful move in office politics is just refusing to get pulled into the game.
Did you know 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable working alone with a woman out of fear of complaints of sexual harassment? Women in the workplace. Men, do not avoid working with women because you're afraid of sexual harassment complaints. That is gender discrimination. To avoid sexual harassment complaints, do not sexually harass people.
Period.
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. If you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you've fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce only to say these are going to be the rules. You know, if you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? You know, the benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm just not hiring one. Give me all the men.
It's actually kind of darkly hilarious. Guys aren't avoiding women because they secretly want to harass someone in peace. They're avoiding them because even a totally normal conversation could get flipped into a massive accusation. Think of it. The fear of a false accusation has become the ultimate boogeyman for men. It haunts every innocent interaction, constantly threatening to label them as a creep or a harasser. This isn't just about awkwardness. It's a dark cloud hanging over their careers and entire lives. Now, guys are second-guessing everything. With every word and every look, they are terrified that a simple misunderstanding could blow up into a career-ending crisis. This total paranoia has made self-preservation the safer bet. Why risk it? It's genuinely sad that real-world connections and healthy workplace teamwork are being sacrificed because of the anxiety around potential false allegations. And speaking of drama, when you have to interact with women, the emotional levels can go through the roof. Give a woman some constructive criticism, and suddenly you're trapped in a whirlwind of hurt feelings and melodramatic reactions. It's like navigating a minefield of emotions, constantly hoping you don't trigger a full-blown meltdown. But with guys, it's an entirely different dynamic. You point out a mistake, they nod, maybe say thanks, and it's done. No drama, no lingering hard feelings. Just a straightforward exchange and everyone moves on. Funny how that works, right?
I have a team of people. Everybody who works for me right now are men. I've noticed if I hire someone and they're female, I have to be careful about how I talk to them, even giving criticism. And maybe it's me, but I feel like I have to be a little bit nicer, a little bit more gentler. Whereas with a dude, I can be like, can you just not do this again? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Won't do it again. But if it's female, I'm like, okay, you did like this a little bit wrong. Here's how to do it a little bit better. Overall, you're doing a great job. Everything's fine. Please don't be upset.
Could we talk for a moment about Me Too? You've rejected the idea that we should always believe the victim in a rape.
Well, that's
accusation.
obvious. That's
yes.
what happened in the lynch cases in the 1950s in the United States. The victim was always believed.
Yes, and I was going to say that's fair enough. But why not accept the situation as being the victim deserves to be treated as if she's telling the truth in our attempts to get at the truth and in doing that, we do our best not to re-victimize her.
Because that isn't how the adversarial system works, and I don't think
But
that we
why
have
not advocate for that?
because the
Rather than
adversarial system is a very effective judicial system, and it's certainly the case that among crimes that are falsely reported, rape crimes are at the top of the list. So there is no believing the victim. There's no reason for people to assume that when they enter the criminal justice system that they're going to be treated with kid gloves or treated easily.
In the office, we all know how quickly conflict can escalate, especially when trust is the issue or a serious claim is involved. It's a common observation that men often face unique challenges when conflict arises with female colleagues. Think about it. Giving feedback to a male coworker is usually quick. You point out the problem, they get it, and you both move forward. Simple, right? But the moment you try to give similar constructive criticism to a woman, the interaction can feel instantly fraught with emotion. It's like you're trying to navigate a minefield of potential hurt feelings, where directness gets misinterpreted as hostility. The key difference seems to be the preferred style of communication. One is geared toward immediate, non-emotional problem solving, and the other often requires significantly more emotional finesse.
Since the Me Too movement, I would never recommend any man to be speaking to any one of his colleagues because it comes at a huge risk. If she likes your advances, it's going to be all fun and games. If she doesn't, she's going to be at Karen and HR in the morning, and you're losing your job. But they're telling you about workplace misconduct and inappropriate behavior and stuff like that because it's been changed so far, and men have to protect themselves. And you know, I think.
But isn't that hypocrisy? Why is it that if a woman fancies you,
Yeah.
your advances are okay?
Yeah.
But if she doesn't fancy you,
it's because
then it's deemed as something that is negative.
It's because
Does that mean that we've forgotten how to have discernment as women?
Yes, because what's happened now is like what Pearl said is like someone is going to say to you that was wrong. You should.
Many people, including myself, only became aware of the Me Too movement in 2017 when Rose McGowan, a white wealthy woman who was a famous actress, brought it up. But it was actually started all the way back in 2006 by Tarana Burke, an African-American social activist. Women of color have been speaking up about sexual abuse in low-income workspaces for ages, but they never garnered the same attention as a rich white actress.
So a paper came out recently that looked at the impact of the Me Too movement on academia, and it actually shows that post-Me Too, women's productivity fell largely due to fewer collaborations with male researchers. The paper shows that this drop is most pronounced at universities where the perceived risk of sexual harassment accusations is highest. So the actual findings comparing research before and after the movement are right here, and as you can see, after the Me Too movement, collaborations with male researchers inside the same institution fell to close to zero. The author points out that men feel like if they accidentally say the wrong thing, they could be canceled or fired. She also notes that institutions that have clear policies on sexual harassment help reduce this perceived risk. And this isn't just in academia. The paper also cites a 2018 study which showed that 60% of male managers are uncomfortable participating in common activities with women due to the same concerns. And a curious finding of the study was that men make up for the loss in this collaboration by just collaborating more with other men, whereas women don't make up for it at all. The author concludes her findings by saying that Me Too was important for raising awareness, but it's also increasingly important for institutions to have really clear sexual harassment guidelines.
That's it for this video, guys. Help us grow by subscribing to the channel. Drop your thoughts down below and don't forget to leave a like as well. See you next time.